to our local non-league, and joining me, of course, is Paul, manager of Ware. And Paul, I don't know what to say. What was the weekend game like? Was it a fair result? Was it a disappointing result? I mean, a 0-0.
I'll tell you now, David, you probably won't see a more exciting 0-0 draw as we did yesterday. For the neutrals, for the fans, I felt that even when we first half was a little bit even, I felt we had the more chances first half. Second half, we just pushed and pushed and pushed, and we was unable to get a goal. And then we lost Lou Rose for a dubious sending off that we're going to appeal against. We got it on video. And then we stepped up again with 10 men. Chance after chance, but it just didn't go our way. It's just one of those days where I can say that the boys stepped up, done everything I asked, but it just, you'll get games where you just don't seem to, in the final, in front of the goal, we just didn't. We had one off the line. We had Albert Adu's header go just over. Robbie Buchanan's header just go wide. Taft's saved by a shot from the keeper, saved well from the keeper. We had plenty of chances, but not clear-cut chance. Well, probably, I'll tell a lie, probably one of them was a clear-cut. But we done everything. They done everything I asked of. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
I suppose question that I never thought I'd be asking you again, but I've actually asked the other guys this tonight. I mean, do we, you've got a game, of course, at the weekend. Of course, you've got Hertford Town at the weekend. Is it going to happen? What do you think? Do you think it's just the COVID's going to take a hold again and we're going to end up losing loads of games? Or, I mean, are we okay with it at the moment?
Well, we had one case that luckily he's not been in for over a week anyway. So we've been, touch wood, we've been okay. Financially, we need the game to go ahead. It's a big derby game at home. Whether it goes ahead, I heard today from another manager who happens to be in the police force, reckons that from the 27th we're going to go down to lockdown. Now, I think that rightly or wrongly, I don't know, you keep stopping and starting life, not just the football, life. We was all told to have these vaccines. A lot of people had these vaccines and we're still going into lockdown a year later. I don't know. I hope not. But I don't know enough of last time, the first time around, loads of people were dying, weren't they? I don't know what this new variant's doing to people. But I think that if they stop it, will it start again? And if you do stop it, how many people will give up football? I'm telling you now, I think it'll be quite high. Especially the lads who are, their last year was last year, if you know what I mean. Now this year is going to be... And, we're not getting no younger, are we? So I hope not, because like I say, financially, I think that we just need to be more careful. Maybe the masks, need to be in and around where they're in the clubhouses. And I think if you test regular, I know an email come out from the league that they needed to test a bit more or regularly test. And I've asked my players to do that. Whether it be stopped, I don't know. I hope not.
I mean, this go on the positive side then, so it goes ahead, and it's going to be a good game, isn't it? I mean, Hertford seems to be picking up a little bit as well, and it's always a tough game, you and them all the time, isn't it? That seems to be quite a physical game when you two play each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's as physical now as it was, but a couple of years back, they got young players, academy players, all, they're good. They got some good players. And they train a lot of them probably train every day. It's going to be, it's important that I'm hoping to get, because of Lou, technically he'd missed that Hertford game. can't hear the telly. Hartford, technically, he could miss that half game, but we're going to appeal. So whether that gets seen before Christmas, before that game, I don't know. So hopefully he'll be available. I'm just hoping that maybe Lee Rose might be back by then. And obviously, you know, I'm looking to bring in a couple of new players very shortly. So it will be a tough game. Every derby game with Hartford and Ware, always going to be close, you know, competitive games. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of niggly. You'd be disappointed if there wasn't in a derby game. So, yeah, if it goes ahead, you know, it'll be a very interesting game and a good one for the fans to go and watch.
And then, of course, after that, New Year's Day got Colney Heath, you know, away, and then a big one against Bedford Town, Waltham Abbey, near Harlow, and it just seems to be a bit like what I was just saying with FC Romania. I mean, FC Romania's fixtures were, you know, quite horrific, and yours was sort of like, it seems to be, you know, mid-table team, playoff team, mid-table team, playoff team, doesn't it? With your next few fixtures, you know, going forward into into January.
I've made it very clear to the lads. It's funny football, and I set out from the Barton game onwards to try and get 12 points over the next 4 games, and we've managed to get 1 out of 2 so far. Out of 6. So that's important, and we've got to get back to winning ways, or we're going to get. You can already see that the likes of Harlow and probably Welling Garden City, others already. Aylesbury drew obviously to FC Romania, they lost to FC Romania. So that puts FC Romania back in the contention. So it's very close, very, I think, and I've always said it, Welling are my outsiders. I think they're going to be in there, mate, because I think they're a little bit like us, hard to beat at home. Like I say, 3 points is vital for both teams on the 27th, for us and Hartford. And again, on the 1st, we know that Coney Heath have got a new manager, new players, so they're a little bit different, and their scores are a little bit changed. It's not as bad as it was. So, then we go into Bedford, who are, looks like at the moment are running away with it.
Absolutely flying, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, to be fair. But maybe if I had that sort of money, I might be flying, but there you go.
So, I mean, injuries-wise, though, how are we getting on with them? Because, I know the last time we spoke, it was quite a big, we had quite a list the last time we spoke. So,
Yeah, Dan's still out. Lee will know more in the week. I think some of them are just playing through it, but I need to bring these other players in, and I'm hoping to do that very shortly. And once they come in, and I can't do it too late because I don't want to be losing. I brought a young left back in from our under-18s on Saturday because we lost two left backs in one day, which was a bit of a shame. One through injury, got an operation, and one starts a new job. So that's a bit disappointing. So my depth is not great at the moment. I'm running on a bare sort of 14, 15. So I need to be bringing these players in hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll know more after the Hartford game, really. But like I say, with the rest of them, we've been touch wood. Lou had a bit of a knock on Tuesday last week, and we just didn't train. He had physio, trained Thursday and played yesterday. So they're just a little bit tired, my lot. It needs freshening up 100%, my team.
So what talk us through the Barton game, because I saw Barton firsthand yesterday myself, and they seem to be a little tough outfit. But was that the case that you saw yourself, or was it just Ware didn't perform on the day? Or?
I think it's getting pretty clear with us. We seem to do very well on a nice pitch, or this pitch we got at home. We go to somewhere like Barton, Biggleswade, pouring down with rain. Heavy pitch, muddy pitch, not a great pitch, and we tend to struggle. Now, that would have been the case if we took our chances in the first half. Could have been 5-0 up. Very disappointed with him. I spoke to him at half time. I told him exactly what will happen. And I mean it straight, like I told him exactly, right to the letter, what would happen if they go out in the second half like they did, and they'll end up losing the game. And I called it at half time. 2 minutes into the second half, we've given the ball away and they've scored. Second goal, back the same. So we've got to learn to play on grass pitches, David. It's as simple as that. We have had results, of course we have. But it's just like you look at the Biggleswade and Barton, they're both copycats. Exactly the same sort of scenarios. You know, and I know that we're going to Coney Youth on that. So we've got to learn to do that, and bringing in these players maybe will help me.
I mean, you talk about playing on grass. I mean, you say the Coney one, but then of course the next grass when you play on he's actually Waltham Abbey, and let's be honest, the Waltham Abbey pitch now, he's probably the closest grass pitch to 3G I think I've seen. I think it's
but I wouldn't class the Abbey as well. I ain't not been there now, obviously, for a while because of last year. It was called off. But the last time I went to the Abbey, it was a decent pitch. They look after it, very nice. So that'll suit us if it's not cut up or it's been. But that's a nice. It is a nice pitch, the Abbey. So
I mean, I travel past it every day because I'm of course I live in the Abbey, and I'll be honest with you, when you go over the bridge, the M25 bridge, and you have a look down at the Abbey's pitch, it literally looks like it's 3G. I mean, it's even now. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So them sort of pitches. I mean, I remember we went to, Bedford. I remember we won 3-2, and that was early on in the season, and it weren't so bad. But that the wind and the rain, it's. I know what's got to be done. It's just I need to get it done. Really, we've got to. If we're going to be competitive in the playoffs, we've got to learn. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There won't be many teams that beat us at our place. I think Arlo's the only team that's beat us, other than I think in cup games. I think we lost on penalties to Canvey. Other than that, I'm pretty sure that we've not lost any more home games. So we do make our own ground. And again, that's like windy and rainy, remember, Dave? So I know that we do make our home ground a bit of a fortress. But, as much as I get disappointed in the performances, we've got to start taking chances in games. And that goes for Bedford. We should have took our chances. Sorry, Barton. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't take our chances, and they come back to bite us in the backside. So yesterday we created chances, weren't such as, I look at the Barton chances, we should be burying them. These ones were, they're not a bad side in Fleet. I don't know if you've seen them, but, they're not a bad side. They're well drilled. They've got a new striker in on loan from a level above. I thought about another defender in, and they played the ball. They knocked it about well. Their shape was well. I was quite impressed with them, really. Some people think they're not all that, but I thought yesterday they look quite good. But we, again, second half, once we had the sending off, I thought, like I said earlier, that we was right on top of that game. And honestly thought we was going to win it.
Well, listen, mate, really appreciate you joining us, and have a great Christmas. Hopefully the whole club stays COVID free, and you get the points you want over the next few games, and stay in that position. And I say we'll speak in a couple of weeks' time once the Christmas.
Okay. You have a great Christmas, Dave, and
massive
all have a good Christmas, and all the fans. And let's hope we get this, like you say, the football keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, mate, massive thank you, and have a good one, mate.
And you, mate. Thanks very much. Cheers.